Hello everyone and welcome back to another pathofexile video. Today I'm going to talk about my strategy that I'm using to farm XP. I recently decided to roll another character. My bleed gladiator is still there because he's very comfortable to play and can kill bosses and stuff. But I wanted to give it a try this playstyle, which is the Energy Shield stacking trickster using ephemeral edge and other stuff here. You might have seen the videos from other creators. This is a very popular build. It's very tanky and can clear quite well, but it requires a decent investment. And one of the key pieces of this build is the ephemeral edge with a resolute technique corruption. So my idea was that I was going to farm corruption temples with my gladiator, and I wanted to get this weapon, and if I did, I was going to roll the build, and I actually hit the corruption. So here I am. So what I'm going to show you today is the passive tree and the strategies that I've been doing. First of all, this revolves around Incursion. So Incursion comes from this character, which is Alva. This is one of the oldest mechanics in the game. So this is what is called the temple layout. And each of these rooms can have different types of type of monsters and types of rewards themselves. And we're looking for 3 specific rewards. One, it's going to be the Dorianis Institute, which is double corruption of a gem. The other one is going to be the Locus of Corruption, which is double corruption of items. And the third one is going to be Ascension, the Apex of Ascension, which we actually have here already, which is taking one of the temple uniques and upgrading it to its ascended version, let's say. And those items can make you some profit sometimes, right? So this is, for instance, this is the Transcendent Flesh, which is the upgraded version of this other item, which is Tempered Flesh. This one. So you take a vial of Transcendence with this item and you drop the Transcendent Flesh, and the Tempered Flesh is basically worthless, but the Transcendent Flesh is 130 chaos and the vial is 60 chaos. So if you run this temple yourself, you're gaining a little bit of cash by just buying the vial and converting it into the Transcendent Flesh. So how do we generate the temples and what is the Atlas tree? So first of all, let's talk about the Atlas tree, or maybe I need to talk about the Incursion mechanic first. So I'm gonna open the map and find an Alva, and once I do, I'm gonna come back. All right, we found ourselves Alva in the map. So she will have the quest icon on her head. You talk to her and she will show you the room that you're gonna enter into, and you will have here kind of the structure of the order of the room. You will always have if the room is like a level 0, one of the base rooms like this one's tombs, passageways, these are base rooms. These basically have no rewards themselves, and the rooms that have a number are the actual reward rooms. So when you have a reward room, you have 2 options. You either upgrade that room into the next level, or you change that to another type of reward room. So this icon will indicate that if you kill the architect that is in the bottom part of the room, you will change this reward room into, in this case, the workshop, which gives increased life to the monsters and to the Omnitech, which is the final boss. Or you can go ahead and upgrade this room to the 2nd level. And this one is like the Tempest Generator. Neither of these are particularly good, so you can just do whatever. In this case, we're gonna enter here, and what you will notice is that all of these monsters are at least blue. There are a few rares, but all of them are blue, and that is part of the strategy. And why I'm farming this, because it generates a good amount of experience. Okay, while you're in the room, you're gonna drop these items, the Stones of Passage, and these are the ways on which you can connect the rooms between themselves, so you can get access to mainly the important reward rooms that you require, and ultimately the boss. It's always good to try to connect to the boss, and you know, in this case, this room, I can connect to this one to actually gain access to that. If a room is locked, it will have like a darker shade. Like in this case, these rooms are inaccessible, but all of these are already connected to the entrance. So right now I need to open this one or this one, and it will grant me access to both of these because they are connected amongst themselves. So I'm gonna use the stone and just click here. And as you can see, it will show once I leave the incursion that that has been upgraded to being an available room. Now, the Atlas points give you like those things that I click, which are the, I don't know, like the treasure something, treasure totems or treasure cache. To me, they don't seem to be doing anything. So you might just skip that one. But there's a special monster called the Ball Flesh Merchant, which always drops like a stack of currency and sometimes can be something like this, a Chaos Orb. So that was a good example. After you finish the encounter, you click on Olva. And you don't have to do this, but if you want to see what happened. So the room got upgraded by 2 tiers. That's part of the Atlas points. And also I connected these two. So this means that I have access to these 2 rooms now. And that's it. The other one was here. So here we have another one. This is the Splinter Research Lab, which if you upgrade it to full, it has like a Sheshtula breach, which can spawn any type of breach lord and can reward you any type of splinter. But in this case, this is the most important room that you're looking for in when you're running Incursion, which is the corruption chamber. So the corruption chamber is what ultimately can become the double corruption locus of corruption chamber. Is called the level 3 room. So this is what you're looking for. So in this case, we're gonna go down and kill this architect. Coming back to show you what the Val Flesh Merchant looks like. He's kind of elusive, so sometimes he goes invulnerable and hides from you. But this is the one that you always want to kill before leaving the incursion. Sometimes it will show you like you already have completely killed all the monsters in the area, but the merchant might still be lingering around. So you can look for it. He will make a little bit of sound and, you know, do those dashes around you, so you know he's there. He's not particularly dangerous. And in this case, I have the Stone of Passage to actually connect to the boss. But most importantly, I actually want to have access to this room to the rest of the temple. So I'm going to connect down here instead. Because if I connect to the boss and then I don't get access to any of these rooms, I might lose all of these. So I'd rather just have access to the corruption. And these are the cursed treasures. Again, they don't seem to be dropping anything particularly. Maybe they drop uniques or something. If you know, you can let me know in the comments. But then, because of the Atlas tree, the upgrade from the other room was level 1. We changed the room to the corruption chamber, and the level of the previous room was added to the corruption chamber. So now we have a level 2. And this is the way that you can easily build temples that have level 3 rooms. So I'm gonna skip up to the final temple to show you one of the scarabs that we used for this strategy. Okay, so we reached the final incursion, and when I leave this one, we're gonna drop an item at the end, which is an itemized temple. Chronicle of Atsuatl. So this is the item that you use to open temples in your map device. And as you can see, we have a bunch of rooms here. We actually got one of the ones that we need, which is the Dorianis Institute. And sadly, we didn't get the level 3 corruption chamber, but anyway, we have it in the almost done in the regular temple. So when you finish your incursions with the Scarab of Timelines, which is the one I'm using, you drop one of these items, and these items, the Scarab will randomize the tiers of the temple but the rooms that the Chronicle will have are based on your actual layout. So you don't want to use that Scarab on the first incursion. You want to use it on the second and third map, because we have 4 incursions per map, and you need 12 total incursions to open a temple. You have 3 maps. So the first map you want to build around the rooms that you need, which are again the catalyst or corruption chamber, and the gem cutter's workshop, which becomes the Dorianis Institute. Once you have those 2 rooms, or at least one of them, you put the Scarab in, and you have a chance of dropping this Chronicle. And if you look at the Chronicle that have both of them, this goes for 1.4 divines. And this one that only has the Dorianis Institute goes for 80 chaos. If you get only the Catalyst, the Locus of Corruption, is also like... it's pretty much... most people are actually looking mostly for the Locus, but, you know, having both of them adds a little bit of value to it. So this is how you generate currency with this strategy. On top of that, again, you get a lot of experience and a decent chunk of gold, but the gold is mostly coming from the other things that I added to the Atlas. So I'm gonna finish this map and show you the Atlas tree and the Scarab setup. Okay, thankfully we're out of the map. We don't have to listen to the residence music anymore. So here we have Alba. We have one more map to go. And I'm actually going to show you the Atlas tree. I'm going to, of course, have that linked in the description below as well. So we're grabbing points here to ensure that Alva has a 100% chance to spawn in our maps, so that we don't have to use a Scarab for that or anything, or craft. And the most important points probably are this one, Artifacts of the Vault. So you have 4 incursions per map instead of the normal 3. Because 3 means that you have to do an extra map to actually reap the rewards of doing the incursions. Then we're grabbing this point, which is the Cursed Treasures. The Cursed Treasures reduce the time that you have, but since we're doing a Scarab that has a lot of magic monsters give you pretty much infinite time to complete the incursions, unless you're doing like an absurdly juiced map with very high amounts of monster defense and you don't have like a very strong build. But otherwise, time is never an issue. So after you finish killing the monsters, you just go around clicking the treasures, and sometimes you might get something good out of it. And this also increases the chance to contain Alva. Then we're coming here for this point. These are also very important. So what this does is this first one means that when we kill the resident architect, so the resident architect is the architect that owns the room at the moment. So in this case, the resident architect is the corruption architect. So if we kill the resident architect, changing the room to another type, then we grab whatever level that architect had and add to the other one, making it so if you kill like an architect in a room that is level 2, then the room that you will be changed into will be level 3. And the resource relocation says that killing the non-resident architect... No, actually, it's the other way around. So if we have the Catalyst of Corruption here and we want to upgrade it to level... So if it's level 1, and we kill the architect that is of the corruption, it will upgrade to level 3 immediately. And the other point makes it so changing the room will add the levels of the previous room into this new one. This basically is the way that you can almost certainly guarantee that you will get at least one of these rooms in every single incursion run, you know, every 3 maps that you do. So very, very important points. You also have increased pack size here, which feeds into having a ton of monsters on the map. And then the other incursion points that we're grabbing is this one. Have 33% chance for all your monsters to be at least magic, and then doubles the time that you gain from actually killing those monsters. This is what makes it so you have pretty much infinite time to complete the incursions. Other than that, to add extra pack size to the map and to add some extra gold income, we're using domination to produce shrines, and we have the the shrines will have magic monsters, and the shrines will have an additional buff and have duration. And we're doing exiles. So exiles by themselves have a lot of increased rarity and quantity of items, so they drop a good chunk of items. They're always ghosted, and the ghosts have a chance to make the exile have like a special reward. So sometimes you will get like random bunch of sixling dropped by the exiles, and that actually increases the gold yield of the strategy. This is not a high gold yield strategy, but is not either a no gold yield strategy. And if you do this in an 8 mod corrupted tier 16, you might end up with between 20 and 35k gold per map. In a non-corrupted map, which it has lower pack size, you will do still like more than 15k most of the time. And the rest of the points, I'm doing Ether altars, and grabbing Scarab nodes wherever you can. Those are very good, and we're blocking certain strategies here so that I don't get those Scarabs, and that strategies don't spawn, so they don't take room away from other mechanics spawn. So sometimes I get a blight, and the blight spawns some extra additional monsters. The oils are super expensive, and you actually have a chance of getting the rare oils outside of blighted maps now. I've dropped opalescent and golden oil in normal maps. I haven't done a single blighted map. So blight is a good spawn. Harvest is a decent spawn. Expedition I mostly never do when I find in the map. And from other than that, you want to grab the extra map effect modifiers, and I'm putting that with Beyond because we kill so many monsters inside of the incursions that we always get some extra Beyond monsters that drop extra gold, extra loot, and give extra EXP. So in terms of the Scarabs, we're using first of all to generate a lot of magic monsters. We already have 33% chance here for all the monsters, for all the incursion monsters in the map to be at least magic. Then we use 2 of these incursion Scarab of Champions. Each of them adds 35% chance, so this is 70 between these 2. And with the Atlas point, every single incursion will be filled with monsters that are at least magic, and some of them might be rares. Then we're using the Incursion Scarab of Invasion, which adds 12 to 16 additional pack of incursion monsters to the map. And since those monsters will be at least magic, that's a lot of extra, quantity of items, gold, and XP. And that pretty much pairs very well with the Scarab of Monstrous Lineage, which increases the pack size of magic monsters. This affects the monsters in the temple and the pack size of monsters in the map. And again, when we do the first incursion, I use 2 invasions, or you might use whatever other Scarab. Maybe since we have exiles, we can do an Anarchy Scarab or a Titanic Scarab. But when we already have the room, I use the Scarab of Timelines. This is probably the only somewhat expensive Scarab. And what this does is that after the last incursion of the map, which is the 4th, you will drop an itemized chronicle, such as this one. As you will see, it will be a level 1, and the rooms will be random. And if you click here, you will actually see the layout of the temple. So this is the important room that we dropped on this one, which is the gem corruption chamber, and this has at city. So this is just regular at city drops, nothing extraordinary. And most of the other rooms are kind of trash. You don't really want to do them, or you just want to blitz through them. Now from this, one of the things that you can obtain is again the jewels, but there is also a piece for an item called the Adorn. We're gonna come here of Val fragments. No, Val. Sorry about that. It's called Ambition Val Aspect. So this item drops from the final boss of the Temple of Atsuatl. It's a kind of low drop chance, and this item is used to create the jewel called the Adorned. And you need 3 other fragments. The other fragments price are cheaper than this one. This is the most expensive at the moment. And the Adorned is this jewel that has increased effect of magic jewels corrupted that you have on your character. And you know, if you high roll this is the amount of divines that you can gain from an Adorn. So when you drop the Val piece, you can either gamble it yourself, or you can just sell the piece for extra gains after running the temple. Or if you're not running the temples at all and you just want to sell them, you can sell any double corruption. So gem double corruption is 85 chaos, and the chronicle is 1.4 divine. So if you think about it, you're spending this Scarab is right now 21C, so you're spending 63C using it. No, it's actually 42C, because we're using only 2 times this Scarab on the maps. And at the very least, most of the time you will get double that with the Dorianis Institute, and 1.2 to 1.4 divines if you get both of the other rooms upgraded as well. So yeah, I think that's it for this strategy. Let me know what you think about it. Again, the gold gain for this one is decentish. If you do a more used map, if you add like the delirium layers to the map as well, and if you have a stronger character, you can do that in a lot faster. And you know, you can use those double corruption chambers to get items like this dust blade, or you know, get, for instance, 21 23 gems, or get 21 Val gems, are also the result of double corrupting. So things like lightning strike are very good targets for a double corruption gem. And I'm gonna add a run of a temple and corrode a couple of items just so you can see what the result could be. So we're up to the first room that we want to use, which is the Sylverryn Institute. Here you get this. You will have these vessels, which are the thaumaturgic vessels. They will drop a bunch of like high quality or high level gems. Right now I'm on a very strict filter, so it will not show them, but sometimes you can get like quality 20 gems, and this you can sell for a GCP recipe if you're so inclined to. But you know, most of the time you get like low quality gems that are not really that important. And the important one is here, the lapidary lens. So what you do is you click this item, and it will modify the gem twice. So it's like using 2 Val orbs at the same times. And the regular outcomes and rules of the Val orbs will apply to the gems. So it may increase the level by 1 or reduce the level by 1. It may increase the quality by 3 or reduce the quality by, I don't know, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's more. It may do it may turn it into a Val gem, or it may do nothing. And any of those outcomes can happen twice. So it can do nothing twice. It cannot upgrade levels twice, so it cannot go to level 22. But it can do like Val and 21. So this is where you get sort of those sort of things. So we're gonna throw it into a lightning strike. And okay, we got a Val lightning strike, but sadly the other outcome was negative. It reduced the quality actually. So we technically lost value here. And those things can happen when you're double corrupting. So I'm gonna move to the other room. Okay, now I'm at the corruption altar. So you get introduced to this mechanic of the corruption altar in Act 2 now. And what can happen here is the usual same thing, the rules of corruption. Okay, I had to delete some stuff from, I have a very small SSD, so I think the video got cut a little bit. So what I was talking is corruption altar can do a corruption on an item twice. So what may happen is the item may gain a corruption implicit, may gain a full, all of the sockets may become white. If the item is like a chest piece or a two-handed weapon, it may become 6 linked. And or the item can just become a rare item. And in the case of the corruption altar, there is another outcome, which is the item may just be destroyed and just disappear. And you know, all of them can happen twice, except for the destruction, of course. So let's see what we hit here. And in this case, it turned it into a rare item, and it added an influence to the item. So this is not a particularly good outcome. It might be if you're looking for like a you know, like a transmogrification of a rare base, but otherwise this is pretty much a fail. And sadly, in this temple, we don't really have access to the boss, so I cannot show it to you in this run. But I'll open another temple and run the boss so you can see what it does. Here we're gonna do another gem double corruption. Let's see if I actually hit gold this time. Okay, not a bad outcome. Level 21. Now back where I'm at the boss. Another double corruption attempt. See? And we hit one of the good ones, but not the other one, sadly, the Resolute technique. Still, the attack speed is a good outcome for this one. Continue. This is the boss room. Keep in mind that this is a level 1 temple because it's dropped by the Scarab. But, you know, the fight mechanics are usually... so this guy will come to the middle and will start throwing like these projectiles. Sometimes he does like a lightning wave thing that can hit really hard on the higher level version. But here we're just gonna kill it because it's a level 1 boss, because the zone level is level 1. Something interesting is that if you get a Throne of Atsiri, which is the Atsiri fight, you can get low level Atsiri uniques like this flask, which is item level 3. And in this case, we got the String of Servitude. It's one of the common items. This item can have many corruptions. I think the most valuable ones can be the double attribute one, Strength Dex or Index or Strength Int. And there is one that gives you resistances and can give you up to 45% resistances. All right. That's all I've got for this video. Let me know if you found something of this interesting, if you're willing to try this strategy. Very good for XP, it's decent for gold, and trying to corrupt the items is actually it's also very funny, because you can get very spiky outcomes if you hit like very insane implicit modifiers. But sometimes, you know, your item may just disappear, and this is actually the first level 21 gem that I've been able to do this league. I think I've corrupted maybe 30 to 40 gems, and none of them have gone like lower level, lower quality, or done nothing. So it's good to finally hit level 21. It's sadly not a Vol. I still need to do more for Line Strike, because you really want Val Line Strike. It's a very strong upgrade for the single target setup of any Line Strike build. So if you watched till the end, I appreciate you for watching. And let me know what you think about this strategy, if you're willing to try it, and what are you playing on this league. Are you enjoying the league? I think this is one of the best. It probably is the best league. I usually lose interest around week 1.5 to week 2, but you know, we're almost 4 weeks into the league, and I still want to continue playing a lot more. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.